Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of the Knitting Duo vlog. Cheers!
Yes.
Cheers here. Yeah. Pour yourself a nice cup of tea, grab your knitting, and buckle in for a wild and exciting ride as we talk about yarn and yarn-related things. My name is Emily.
I'm Jeannie.
And we are the knitters. You'll see in the background there, my dad Marty, he's reading. He brought my mom over to my house so we could film today. I just want to say on the outset, there's some construction going on outside, so I hope that's not too loud. Every so often it sounds like they're jackhammering or something. So hopefully that's not too bad. But welcome to our vlog where we like to talk about yarn and knitting and tea and baked goods. And today we are drinking a beautiful tea that we got from our local shop. It is called, I'm going to show it up here.
Oh, yeah.
We got it from the Tea Cozy in Sacramento. It's Kyoto Cherry Rose Festival. It's a green tea.
It's delicious.
Oh, it smells
It's
like
so light
roses and cherries. It's sweet.
Fragrant, yep.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
It's really good, yeah.
It's really hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
We just boiled it.
It's hot, but it's really good, yes.
And it's nice today because it's a gray day, it's raining. I know all of you who live through the polar vortex will laugh, but it's kind of our version of the polar vortex. It was in the 30s Fahrenheit and actually dropped into the very high 20s overnight this past week, which is really cold for Sacramento.
We're not used to it.
We were laughing.
It's like 49 today. As you can see, I'm wearing my cowl. So.
Oh yeah, we should get into that.
Yeah, because it was cold.
Oh, I hope that's not too
Oh, there goes the construction. But before we get into the cowl, our sweet treat today, don't laugh, is fruitcake. Now, fruitcake really gets a bad rap. I do make it every year, and
so
it really makes me laugh because, yes, because it always gets eaten, and Emily actually includes it on her charcuterie and cheese plates, and it's one of the first things that always disappears. So it does, it's very versatile, goes with a lot of things, and a lot of the restaurants that we go to, the people who work there also are very fond of the fruitcake. I have a white fruitcake recipe that I use, but it changes every year depending on what fruit, what I'm doing, what alcohol, which it does have a lot of alcohol in it.
Yeah, it's not for children.
It's not. This one this year was based on Redbreast Irish whiskey, which actually I think it's pretty good. I've got to try it. I haven't really been eating it. And I never usually give them out at Christmas because we're always too busy. So they come out at Valentine's Day, Easter,
July.
Yeah,
Christmas in July.
It just depends. But like I said, it's a white fruitcake recipe. It takes like a dozen eggs, a couple pounds of butter, and then the fruit, it depends. I always do put a little of the real old-fashioned fruitcake fruit in it, and I get mine at Cordy Brothers here in Sacramento, which is an old Italian supermarket, and they actually make their own, and I really like it. I like their the citron and stuff that they make, and they use that a lot in Italian treats too. And everything, and then sometimes I get some from King Arthur, sometimes from the co-op. It just depends on what I see and what I'm going to throw in there, and then we just go with it.
Yeah, I feel like fruitcake really gets a bad rap because everyone makes fun of it. But the homemade fruitcake is a dense cake, but it's sweet and it's moist and it's got little bits of fruit in it. And then depending on how frequently you bathe it in the liquor, it can have quite a kick to it. Which my mom's actually has quite a kick too.
This one's actually pretty good.
She's not driving home, so you don't have to worry. And we're going to put a link to the recipe below, or I'll write it in the comments or whatnot, kind of some guides. So if you are interested in making fruitcake next year, or even this year right now, you'll be able to.
And they last forever. I couldn't believe she had one that was still edible. Probably because of the alcohol content.
2 years.
It was a 2-year-old one.
It's 2 years old and it still tastes great.
It's still great.
I keep it in the fridge, and I know that's going to make me sound like a gross person who keeps old food that's going bad, but it's not that bad at all. It's like preserved.
Yeah. It is preserved in the whiskey.
And my mom's right. Whenever we have parties or we have people over, I really get nervous cooking for people. I don't want to give anyone food poisoning. So it's always snacks, and I'll get just a bunch of cheeses and little meats and little chop up fruit and put some little berries on a plate with like some mustard and honey and stuff. And then I'll always chop up real thin slices of the fruitcake and put that out on the cheese and charcuterie board also. And it's gone. People love it.
Yeah.
And they don't even know what it is.
You slice it really thin, they don't know what it is.
And you tell them, oh, that's fruitcake. And they're like, what? Fruitcake's terrible. That's not fruitcake.
So,
Fruitcake is love.
That's oh, thank you, honey. She grew up with it though, but not the alcohol.
No. She didn't feed it to me as a small child.
No, not as a small child. She had her own special little cake.
Okay, well let's start with our finished objects. You are wearing a beautiful finished object.
Cowl.
Do you want to take it off, or is that going to mess up your hair too much?
Oh no, it's all right. I'll take it off.
So we can show it off. It's beautiful.
Okay,
This is what you were working on last time.
Yeah. Yes, that's my cowl.
Oh, that's beautiful. So tell us about it a little bit.
Well, it's my first cabling project, which I'm really proud of. I found out I love doing cables.
That's good.
Actually. And it's also was the first time reading a pattern really, and just making something this big. Plus,
You have one end.
yeah, I have to tuck the end in. I had to change the pattern a little bit because I kind of misread it a little bit, but no, it doesn't matter because it turns out
beautiful.
great. And I love the yarn.
How
And,
drapey it
yeah, it
is.
is. It's very stylish, I feel, and I like it because, well, I'm sensitive about my neck. So, and also in the cold, now that it's cold, I can wear this. So.
And this was the Brooklyn tweed yarn.
Yes.
I'll link down below. It was Shelter, and it's an American wool. And I was wrong last time. I said it was Tarhi wool. It's a blend of Tarhi or Targi, I'm not sure how you say that, and Columbia wool.
Yeah.
And I did a little research. I fell down a Wikipedia rabbit hole. And apparently there was a government wool project to develop a sturdy sheep that provided good meat for people who eat meat, and a good hardy wool that was also soft. And they had a whole sheep project in the state of Idaho. It was called the Idaho Sheep Project. And that's where the Columbia sheep breed kind of was formed or improved or whatnot, whatever word you want to use as they were breeding. So, and this sheep actually for Brooklyn tweed yarn, it's grown in Wyoming. So, which is kind of cool.
That is cool. Well, and I like the pattern too because it was shaped a little bit, and it's a
like
bigger
trapezoid.
cowl because some cows are smaller.
Yeah.
And I think it looks kind of professional actually. I was really surprised.
No, it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And you said that now it was your first time using cables.
Yes.
And you said they were fun. So what would you tell someone who hadn't done cables before?
Try it because once you understand it, it works really well. And when I first did it, I thought I was going to have like a hole where I did the cable, but you don't because the yarn crosses back over when you knit, and you'll see when you make them. Because I almost took it out because I thought, oh, this won't work,
no.
and no, it's really solid, and yeah, it's just kind of fun. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Okay, well, let me grab my finished object. It's right over here. So I finished my socks. These were
I want
Anzula Luxury Fibers Nebula, and I'm sorry I wore them, and I need to block them still.
You wore them already? I put it on.
And I ordered some sock blockers off of Etsy because I don't currently have any.
Mommy loves these. Yes.
I'll knit Mommy her own pair. Oh my gosh. But my sock blockers haven't come yet, so I was waiting to block them. They're really warm.
Nice.
They're nice and soft. I really love this pattern.
And there's no ridges inside.
It was
really.
Fragment by Helen Stewart. It was in Line In Magazine, episode 4. You can get the pattern either by buying the magazine or online on Ravelry as a single pattern.
I gotta learn how to do this.
And this yarn was really great to knit with.
It like this.
It's a merino nylon blend.
It's like Sherry Lewis with her old lamb chop.
Oh my gosh.
You remember that?
I do. I never really liked that. It kind of creeped me out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was not a big cartoon watcher.
No, you weren't.
We didn't actually really have a lot of TV when I was a kid. We went through whole years where we didn't really have any TV.
We read a lot.
We were poor.
Yeah.
No, we were. And
We were
TV was
busy.
expensive.
Yeah.
So, but it was kind of cute.
Sorry, I'll give it back. Just so you know, though, my birthday will be in October.
I know. Well, I mean, you can try them on, but your feet are a little
No,
bigger
no,
than
mine are
I'm not
bigger.
sure
I'm not
they'll
gonna
fit
stretch
you.
them out for
I
you.
would have knit a little bit longer for
Right,
you.
yeah.
I have some sock yarn.
I know,
down
I do
there,
have
though.
bigger feet, much bigger. She
Oh,
has tiny
they're
little
not
feet.
that bigger.
Oh yeah, they are.
That much bigger. Anyway, so these are beautiful. I love them. I'm living in them. I'm going to make another pair. Highly recommend the pattern. If you've made one pair of socks before, or you're a pretty ambitious beginner and you are comfortable with short rows, you easily could make these. No problem at all. Oh, and the Kitchener toes look so nice.
They do.
Yeah, so that's my
Very
one finished
comfortable.
object. Unfortunately, because I work full time, it kind of interferes with my knitting schedule. I would like to knit 8 hours a day, but instead of that, I have to get up and go to work.
Right, and exercise, make dinner, clean.
Exercise, I know.
Yeah.
That's not been happening as
It's
much
hard.
lately as it should.
It's hard.
It has been cold and dark to leave for the gym at 5:30.
Yes, well,
So.
yes, I wouldn't talk about that too much. There are people trying to get out of their house.
I know, they're probably like, whim. Okay, before we go any farther, I forgot to say at the beginning of the episode to everyone, thank you for all of your kind comments.
Oh,
we
yeah.
really appreciate it. I can't believe I didn't say this. I'm so
Oh.
sorry. All the comments were so sweet and so kind. And we can't believe actually that many people liked our video.
Yeah, we're glad.
We were stunned,
Well,
so
we're glad
thank you.
because there's going to be, that means there's more happy knitters out there.
Uh-huh.
Because this is something that we just have fun with.
We love it.
Yeah, and we like to think of people
But we use
having
the
a good time.
YouTube random comment generator, and I'm going to put the name on screen, and we have the winner of our first giveaway, and it's Jax
Sealer, we think.
Sealer, Seiler. So I'm going to respond to your comment and message you on YouTube, and I just want to tell you, Jax said she's a relatively new knitter,
Right.
or Jax is a relatively new knitter, and was commented that they're working on a headband and a hat if they could wait for the yarn to arrive. So I hope that you are having good luck and success with your headband and hat.
Yeah.
I can't wait to send you the goodies. Just in case anyone doesn't remember, we had some nice little sock yarn, Cocoa Knits row counter, that's my mom's favorite, and really cute little stitch markers. That was a teapot and a
Nice
little
big bag.
Yeah, nice big bag. So some nice goodies. And then because the comments were just so lovely and we enjoyed reading them so much, we read through every single one and responded to as many as we could. We decided to do a second giveaway, and the winner of our second giveaway is Jillian Benavides, Benavidez. And this is a bonus giveaway just because everyone was so wonderful. And Jillian mentioned she's been knitting for about 7 years and has only ever kept 2 things for herself. So she's the opposite of me. I'm the selfish knitter and she's the unselfish knitter. So Jillian, I'm gonna, grab off camera what we have for that giveaway so you can see what you've won. And you've won this very sweet little project bag. It's from our favorite local yarn shop, Rumpelstiltskin. I know you guys are gonna get sick of that. We go there all the time.
But it's a good one.
It's the easiest store for me to get to because I live in a place where I walk to work, and I've given my car away to my father. And the yarn store is within walking distance of my workplace. So like at lunch, instead of eating, I can walk to the yarn shop and look around, and then I can go back to work, or I can stop on my way home. So yeah, not only is it an excellent yarn store, it's extremely convenient. So Rumpelstiltskin, so this is for Jillian. And then we got you this lovely little set of Invictus Yarns, Master of My Feet. The colorway is Disguises. And it is also just some lovely sock yarn. It was the last one of this colorway. And it's got, I don't know, purple, gray, orange and pinks,
and
yellows.
greens.
It's just beautiful.
It's really pretty.
It's really soft. It's a 20% nylon, 80% superwash merino, 400 yards, 100 grams of sock yarn. And then we also got this lovely, the color is graphite. It's a beautiful gray. This is a Hedgehog Fibers Sock Mini. It's a 90% superwash merino, 10% nylon.
Yeah, it's really
And
pretty too.
you can use this for whatever you want, but if you do make socks, this would make a lovely little contrast toe, cuff,
or
heel,
cuff.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And then also in the giveaway, in honor of me finishing socks, I got a sock pin. It's a little enamel pin you can put on a bag or a lapel.
Yeah, we love those pins.
I love these pins, yeah. So, and then we wanted to make sure you had some stitch markers. So if you are doing socks or something, some little stitch markers that would be great for a project like socks. These are Cocoa Knits, and these are rainbow colored.
I like those.
So they're nice and fun.
And you can find them.
In this gray weather in the middle of winter, which can be kind of rough on people, it's nice to have something cheerful. And then also, because we didn't want you to miss out, a Zest for Life tee. like our original giveaway winner.
Oh yeah, that's great tea too.
So this is
Our
going to
little tea
be
shop.
going on its way to Jillian as a bonus giveaway, and Jax will be getting the original giveaway items, which were shown on the last video, that come in this very large bag. There were
Yes,
some.
and just so you know, at Rumpelstiltskin, if you shop there, it's very easy to spend $100, and if you do, those bags will only cost you $10.
Oh.
And they're really sturdy. They're usually 25, but they're 10 if you're shopping and you hit that target. Just add another $10 and get your bag.
That's actually really nice.
No, it is nice.
I didn't know that.
Because they're really handy, especially if you're a person who makes big items, blankets, things like that.
Yeah.
Or need a place to store your yarn. Even it would work good
Or
for
even to
that.
go grocery shopping.
Oh yeah, grocery shopping, anything really.
Yeah.
It's a nice bag.
Really nice.
So
To the
anyway.
beach.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, I like that. No, I like that. I like to think that we would be using those to go to the beach.
Yeah.
We don't live that close to the ocean.
No.
Unless you think California is all beaches, it's not. We're like, what,
But we're right there, a couple hours away.
2 hours away?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're an hour
right
and a
in the
half
middle,
from Lake
in the middle
Tahoe
from the mountains and the beach and the coast.
and wine country.
Yeah, it's not a bad location.
No, it's a
actually.
really great location. If you're coming to California and you have extra time, Sacramento is a great place to stop, not only because it's centrally located by a lot of other stuff, but we've got a really nice city now. It's still in flux, it's getting built
Yeah.
up, but we've got some nice restaurants and
do.
little things to do. And
Right. And if you ride your bikes, there's a really nice bike trail on the river.
Oh, yeah, the bike
It's
trail's really nice.
And, little places, a lot of little shops if you take the time to look for them.
Yeah.
And a lot of great restaurants, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those. We like to go out for dinner too.
we do. Yeah, we like to eat.
We like to cook
The
too.
first one to admit it.
Yes. All right, so back to
Okay,
Jack.
back to yarn. Oh, Jax, do we
yes.
want to see what Jax won? We'll go over it again.
Just in case.
Just so, okay. It was this lovely set
yeah.
of sock yarn,
That's right.
beautiful sock yarn. And then we had this lovely pin from Rumpelstiltskin that has got a little lamb, part of their logo. The Zest for Life tea with a little diffuser, because it's loose leaf tea. So you fill this with the tea, put it in hot water and let it steep. And then, let me see, oh yeah. These beautiful little stitch markers that were from Black Walnut Farm. And I linked that website in the last video. These were so cute. And you couldn't really see them on camera, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but there was a little teacup and tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little teacup and
Yeah.
tea. I don't know if you can see
Yeah.
that. And Jax, these are coming your way as soon as I get your address. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait to send this to you.
It's really fun.
And for you to get it and knit with it, especially if you're kind of a new knitter. It's so much fun because you get to try new things you haven't tried before and figure out what you like. And the one other thing that was in the giveaway, and I just can't see, oh, here it is in the bag, because I've got some other surprises down there for you guys, was the Cocoa Knits.
Oh yeah,
Sorry
the
about that
favorite
crinkle.
stitch counter.
The counter.
Yeah, I
you
love
can
that
use,
counter.
which is really nice.
We
I really
talked
like
about
that.
last time. Yep.
Yeah. It doesn't make me a little bit feel like I'm counting like laps at a swim meet or something.
That's true.
Or on a
It is
track.
kind of like that.
So that will be coming to you, Jax. So congratulations, winners! Yay!
Everybody, yay! Oh,
Now we're moving on to the very fun works in progress. And my mom's going to start, but I'm also going to let you all know that I was doing some cleaning and I moved into my house. It'll be 2 years this March. And unpacking takes a while. I'm a little ashamed to say we still have some stuff to unpack. And so I was going through some stuff. I lied last week. I have an unfinished object. I have something that I started and I never finished. And we're going to get into
you
that.
didn't lie, you just forgot.
I did. And you'll notice, for the people who loved the picture behind us last week, I'm going to put a still shot of that in, but we've moved it because we've decided that we should hang that on a white wall that we have that's over there. And that one, the photo behind us now, or the drawing behind us now, was sitting on the floor for like 1.5 years, so it deserved to be hung. But I'll put some close-ups because I had a few people ask about that painting last week. And it was painted by a friend of ours who's a local artist, and unfortunately he's passed away very sadly. His name was Zbigniew Kozakowski. He was a Polish artist, And that picture that was behind us last week with the beautiful colors, when you look at it up close, it's actually kind of an abstract painting that's the bottom part of a stand-up bass and the stool that the bass player would be kind of leaning, sitting on. And then I have another painting by him that was inspired by all the emotion he felt during one of our really bad fire seasons here, that's got a lot of really bright reds and yellows in it that kind of struck me emotionally. So I'll put some stills in of that, and you'll get to enjoy this nice new painting, which was a line drawing. Okay, so finished works in progress.
Okay, well, I did have 2 works in
You
progress.
gotta cut me off. I talk a lot. I talk so much.
No, it's fine. I did have 2 works in progress. However, I'm pleased to report that I finished one, though I did not wash and block it, but I'm going to give it to her today. It was kind of a surprise Valentine's birthday, and I do need help blocking it because it's something I never had worked with that type of yarn before. But my work in progress now, I'm making a hat to go with my green sweater, and it's amazing because they have so many hat patterns and everything. And we had a nice one, and I couldn't find it, and I just found it in my bag. But I put this one together. This one is
That looks nice.
Yeah. This one actually, it's not really totally her pattern because I started with another kind of a beanie pattern, and then I wanted to put like some kind of cabling in it. So this one was called Upstream.
And you can show this because it's a free pattern, so you're not giving anything away.
Free pattern on Ravelry, and all of you, Ravelry is really great. It's overwhelming to me. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of things on there. I'm finally being able to use it a little bit because you can make your search smaller, and then you have to, for me, not let myself be overwhelmed because I'll see all that and I'll just be like, oh my God, that's just too much stuff. I can't make up my mind. So anyway, I'm really pleased with this. I don't know if you can see, it's got little ridges in it. And she said it was upstream, and what it reminded her of was the salmon that were moving into the spawning waters in Southeast Alaska. So the textural details of this hat reminded her of the salmon as they make their way upstream, jumping over each other and flipping around as they fight their way up. So I'm pleased to report
that, really nice.
Yeah, so
the texture looks nice.
Yeah, and I think it'll be nice. I don't know if you can see the cabling that goes, but because it's kind of subtle, but I like it, and we'll see how it turns out. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I want it kind of bigger so I can pull it down or roll it up.
And it's a nice pattern because you're not cabling every row. You've got some rows where you're just
knitting, actually, which
so
I'll leave it out because I can. Let me find my counter. I didn't clean up. You know, you think you're always prepared, but honestly, I've been meaning to straighten out my stuff all week and I haven't done it yet. So anyway, that's where I'm at with my project. And then I'll be picking something else to make again. I'm just not sure what.
Oh.
I do have some socks that maybe I'll get Emily to help me get started on again. So maybe you'll be seeing my socks that I've had for months.
Yeah.
It's about this big.
No, you did the whole ankle. You're at where you have to do the heel flap, I think.
They look so tiny to me, though.
Well, they stretch.
Well, I hope so.
They do. They stretch out a lot.
They'll be going to some trial.
Especially the superwash merino stretches a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll show you guys what I'm working on. I started a scarf. So I'm using yarn from the Earl Grey Fiber Company. And, here, I have the label so I can read it to you. This is beautiful yarn I got at Rumpelstiltskin last summer.
This is so pretty. I don't know if you'll be able to see it.
I'll try to insert a picture if it doesn't
really
show up.
Beautiful yarn.
It's the Earl Grey Fiber Company, and she has an Instagram and she posts the most beautiful pictures on her Instagram. It's a Rooibos singles, single ply. It's a 70-30 superwash merino silk, 100 grams, 438 yards. It's a really, really light fingering lace weight.
It's just so pretty.
It's really pretty, and the colors I have are called Crimson Queen and Sugared Flower.
They're actually my colors.
You can see where this is going. So
I also have a dress that's the border color, which it would go really nicely with that now.
So what I'm making is the spring issue of the Knitting Guild Association Cast On magazine was released. You can get these also on Ravelry. I believe the pattern designer is listed on Ravelry as TKGA, or it's in like their group.
Oh yeah.
This is called My Garden Window. It's by Michael Harrigan. I can show it here because I'm not giving anything away. And it's just a really nice scarf. The finished measurements, if you use the yarn they recommend, which I think is probably a little plumper than what I'm using, is 56 inches long and 11 inches wide. And basically you cast on over 300 stitches, and you're knitting the scarf widthwise. And the idea of this scarf, he called it my garden window because it has these panels that are kind of intarsia panels. So it's a little bit of a disaster. I don't know if you can see.
Oh no, it's pretty.
I have 5 balls of yarn because you're knitting flat from left to right, right to left, left to right. So each section has its own little ball of yarn. And when it's all done, it'll look like you're looking through a garden window, and the light variegated yarn will be like the garden, and the dark crimson yarn
It's like the window frame.
is like the window frame. Yeah, and it's really simple lace. You only do the lace pattern on the right side rows. The wrong side rows are just purling. And the lace is made with a knit 2 together, slip, slip, knit, purl 2 together, and yarn overs. So that's really easy. Managing the 5 balls of yarn and the instructions probably are a little bit more complicated.
No, I wouldn't do it.
Also, it's not entirely charted. I really prefer charts. When I have the pattern written out, I get lost while I'm reading. So for me, it was a little bit harder to kind of follow it and get into it. But after I did the first pattern repeat, the pattern repeat is 12 rows. It's good now. I can watch TV. In fact, I've been watching Netflix, and they just released season 2 of this show I love called Borderland. It's a crime show set in Finland. And I'm obsessed with Finland, okay? I can't even tell you guys how obsessed I am with Finland. They have the nicest knitwear on the show. There's a French show on Netflix too where they always had really nice, the chalet.
Yes.
They had really nice sweaters.
Actually, we noticed that. I noticed that a lot more. I was watching a silly one, I think it was out of Belgium, and one of the girls had the cutest little sweaters on. You know? It's funny how you start to notice those things. Or like, what kind of yarn do you think that is?
Exactly.
It's so funny.
So this is beautiful yarn. It's really shiny because of the silk. It's drapey. It's light. It's soft.
I love it, actually.
I think it's only going to get nicer once it gets washed.
It looks like a museum quality.
The colors are beautiful. They're delicate. I didn't realize the skein of the variegated yarn, and the other one's tonal too. It's got some variegation, but I didn't realize the lighter sugared petals. What a nice creamy spring kind of green was in there.
It's really beautiful.
And yes, I think this actually.
I would have picked it. Let's just say that.
Lace is also something that looks kind of screwed up.
Couldn't have picked anything better.
Until you block it out. So once it gets blocked out, it's going to look more like that, and you'll see the lace pattern a little bit more.
Beautiful. Yes.
This may actually go to my mom because she really likes it, and that's totally fine. So that's what I'm working on. And then when I was cleaning, I found something. You can see how beat up this is. So I will say, I started this sweater for my dad probably about 6 years ago. And then,
I forgot totally about
maybe 5 years ago. And then, I kind of lost my will to create a little bit. My dog died, and I was just kind of like, didn't do anything, because my pattern had been I would go to work, I'd come home, we'd go for a walk, I'd feed him dinner, we'd go for another walk. I'd like knit for a few hours, I'd take him out before bed, and then I'd stay up till like midnight knitting way too long, and I'd be tired the next day at work.
He would sleep. Yeah.
But after he died, I found it just unbearable to be at home alone in my apartment.
Doing that pattern.
So I would like go walk around Target for 3 hours after work. I wouldn't buy anything. I just like walk up and down the aisles for a while, look at stuff. I did buy Cheez-Its. I really like Cheez-Its. So this sweater got put away, and then I moved and I forgot about it entirely. So this sweater, which actually may not fit my dad, I'm not sure. Oh, where'd it go? Sorry you guys. Keep them entertained, Mom.
Okay. Well, I'm just knitting.
This sweater is knit in Brooklyn tweed shelter.
Oh my God, you're almost done.
I know. It's just a shame. It's
no,
knit in
it's
pieces,
nice, and
seamed
it's
together.
shelter.
It's like a fisherman's rib type of stitch. It's not a brioche. It's a brioche imitation. So it gives this really nice bouncy texture.
Oh yeah, I love that. It's almost like this.
And you'll see the back is done. The front is done. The front is done. And then one sleeve is
almost
halfway done, which means I just have one more sleeve to do.
Wow.
And then you seam it all together, and you pick up the stitches around the collar, and you do that nice little button band kind of half stand-up collar.
Oh, that's cute.
It's really nice. It's got a tubular bind-on, cast-ons, which I really love because they're squishy. So as soon as I finish this scarf, I'm gonna finish this sweater. It may not fit my dad, which means I'll just keep it for myself. And sorry, Dad, wear it as a big one, but it may fit him when it blocks out too. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. My dad has a
Oh, I
really,
like it. He would look nice in that.
really muscular upper body because he rides a hand cycle, which is like a bicycle, except you pedal with your arms. So sometimes on top things need to be a little bit
Plus he's
broader.
he's
through
an old
the,
gymnast too.
broader through the shoulders.
Kept all those muscles. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called, if anyone's interested or you know anyone who's interested in some sort of adapted cycling, it's called hand cycling, and it's actually a Olympic sport for the Paralympics. And it's super cool. I highly recommend you look it up, and maybe I'll put a link down below for anyone who's interested.
Oh yeah.
So this pattern is the Sawyer Thermal Texture Henley with Collar by Julie Hoover. It's an old Brooklyn tweed pattern. And from what I remember, it was pretty easy, except that when you are ripping back on that pattern stitch, because you're knitting every other stitch into the stitch below also, it's really a pain to rip out. So
What? Say that. What?
when you knit, sometimes you knit into the stitch below.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like extra
Right,
squishy because it's
right.
kind of like a fake brioche.
Right.
And it's a pain to rip out.
Oh, if you make a mistake.
It's hard to rip. It's hard to get it right.
Oh, I
yeah,
thought
you have to be really
had to
careful.
knit and then take it out.
No. Oh gosh, no. Are
No,
you
no,
kidding
that's
me?
crazy.
Oh, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
are those all of our works in progress
I
or
think so.
unfinished objects?
Yep.
That's going to be my month of March. I want to have that sweater done
Well,
by
I'm
the end of
excited
March.
because I didn't realize, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I
And that
did.
yarn is such nice yarn. You
It is.
gotta use it.
The Colors Almanac, in case anyone
Yeah.
woners. It's a beautiful blue with a lot of
Yeah,
variation
well, I just
in
like
it.
their yarn in a sweater is really nice. That shelter is good. That's what, isn't that what this is?
Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, well, what shall we do next?
Books?
Yeah, let's do books.
Okay. Well, our book this week is one I got for Christmas, and it's by Melanie Berg, and it's Shawls. And my husband gave it to me actually, and it's knit in style. And thinking about the hand cycling, my husband and I actually went to Germany a couple of years ago to get him a new hand cycle at a company named Schmecking. And we had a wonderful time there. Had I realized about the yarn then, it would have been a totally different trip. I have to go back now because A, it's cooler over there, and B, there is quite a knitting brigade in Germany.
Do you want me to hold it?
Yeah, but this book is really interesting because my German's terrible, but the instructions are in German and in English. So
There
that
aren't
was-
instructions on this page, though, are there?
No.
Okay, we don't want to give away the instructions, so
Oh
we can't
yeah,
show that.
no instructions.
But we can show the pictures.
But I like it too because it has a lot of pictures and shows, you know, how you can wear the things. And most of these shawls can be worn like around your neck to keep you extra warm. And I can't. Oh, I'll put my hand over that.
Oh, here, let's do this.
Yeah.
You keep talking. I'll find
Yeah.
the next page for you.
Yeah.
There.
Oh yeah. Then like that. And I haven't made anything out of it yet, though I flagged a couple that I really like.
Let's look at the ones
And
you
I'm
flagged.
thinking about doing. And I like that one too, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, these are so nice. And it's
No.
so nice. The instructions are in English it's on German on one column and English on the
Yeah,
other.
and they also, I think they, in the back, they
Like
might
this
have
one.
the charts. Yeah. So that one's nice.
That one's pretty.
Yeah.
The Grand Bazaar.
Yeah, I like that. And that was a lace pattern, and I thought, that's really nice
This
with
is
the
really
two colors.
cool. Looks like a little mosaic.
And how
knitting.
warm that would be to wear.
Oh,
I mean, you
that's
know,
pretty.
yeah. Well, and see how you can wrap it. You can use it as a shawl, but you can also wrap it around your neck.
And they use a Knit Picks palette yarn, which I think is pretty easy to get in most places in the world. Knit Picks is an online yarn retailer. Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice. And their yarn is pretty reasonably priced.
Yeah.
for
Midnight
most
in
of it.
Berlin.
Oh, this one's pretty. I
Yeah,
love this
that
one.
one's a little bit technical for me.
I think they had a sample of that in Rumpelstiltskin when this book came out.
Yeah, I think they did.
And it was really beautiful.
Yeah.
Here, let's see
So
which one of the other
just pretty exciting.
Oh yeah, this is pretty.
Oh, that one I love. What's that one called?
Oceanbound.
Oh, Oceanbound, yeah. Because the waves and the, yeah. And it's got lace and
Yeah.
not lace, and you can drape it around
Oh,
yourself.
yeah, that's
It's really
pretty.
pretty.
here, you've got a few more we'll go to that you've got.
Yeah, so anyway, if you're really a knitter, oh, that one's cute. It's called Picking Daisies. So you can pick your own color. They had another one in there too. It was like a space one.
And if you don't want to buy the whole book, I believe these patterns are available also on Ravelry.
Yeah, I think so.
So I'll link to Melanie Berg and down below in the comments.
Yeah, and then in the back, they have pictures of projects that everybody made.
Which is really
Which
nice.
is nice. They're different than the ones that are already photographed. So you can see, oh, they picked a different yarn for that.
Oh, I love that perhaps over there with the black, white, and bright pink.
Yeah. So
that's really
that's
cool.
That's really cute.
Yeah.
I mean, changes the whole look.
Oh, yeah.
The different yarns. It's so interesting. That's the other interesting thing about knitting. And, you know, because I can't imagine making up my own pattern, but you make it your own by just what you pick.
Yeah.
Which is really good.
And it looks like it's really basic lace. It's there's abbreviations in the back, and it's like make one right, make one left.
Yeah, knitting
purl
two together.
2, purl 3, knit 2, knit 2, slip, slip, knit. So nothing so out there. Things that you could figure out even if you're a relatively new knitter.
The challenge would be, of course, to block off the English and go by the German instructions.
My German is not there.
My goal one day, but no, I'm not there at all.
No, I know like one phrase in German. I sung one song in German, and so I can say du holde Kunst in wie viel grauen Stunden.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's
good.
good.
And I forget what it means, but it was the beginning part of the song, An die Musik, I think. Which is like love of music or something.
That's
I don't know.
neat.
German is really hard to sing
It is. It's I struggle.
Very
with it.
difficult language.
Everybody's so nice about
I know,
it too.
they're so nice.
And it's logical, but it's just a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I would like to take classes again because that was fun.
So that's our book review of knitting books. Are you
Yes.
reading anything good other non-knitting to recommend this month?
No, not so far. No.
I'm reading, I didn't bring it downstairs, I should have. I'm reading a book right now that I bought and then I lent to my mom and she read, and I'm going through the short stories now.
Yay.
The Dinner Party.
Oh, thank God.
I'm finally making my way
talk
through
about
those.
some of those stories.
And I will put the information about this book down below. I bought it because it was on the New York Times or the NPR book blog as a recommended book. And the first story in this book was a story that was published in the New Yorker magazine as their fiction. That was a great story. So I bought it and then I lent it to my mom because I didn't have time to read it.
Yeah.
And now I'm catching up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was terrible. It was like opening a box of chocolates and just going one after the other.
Okay. Well, that was our works in progress, our book, our finished objects. We did our giveaway winner. Do you want to talk about the brioche class? Because we said we would refilm.
Oh, we can if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we'll do acquisitions.
Okay.
And then I have some other talking points.
Okay.
So, and actually this is a really good transition. So last fall, I think in October, maybe November, my mom and I took a brioche class at Rumpelstiltskin. I'm sorry, you guys are going to get so sick of hearing that. Our local yarn shop, they do a really great job
really fun.
of trying to offer a wide variety of classes for just someone who's never touched needles before to you've been knitting for a while and want to try
cast on
new
knit
techniques.
pearl. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that right now they're doing a knit your first sweater class, and they're doing like a seaming class and a blocking class, and so we took the brioche class. I had not previously knit brioche, though. After I signed up for the class, I watched a YouTube video, and then I knit a brioche hat because I was worried I wouldn't be able to keep up in class.
She's a savant. Well, I couldn't. She had to help me.
So we knit headbands.
Yeah.
Our class was taught by Celia McCahill Adams, and she's a TKGA, I think level 2 certified knitter, and she did a really great job.
Yeah, and I love this thing in the morning. My God, it keeps you so warm. And what yarn did we use? Because this is so soft.
Yours was, I think, a Blue Sky Fibers alpaca merino blend.
And it's so soft and warm.
And I used a Malabrigo Rios and then some of the Blue Sky Fibers merino blend.
Yeah.
And and we had enough with 2 skeins of yarn. I had enough to make a hat with a pom-pom and a headband. And I wear this headband in the morning when I walk to the gym.
I wear mine
so because I
walk the dog.
I've gotten rid of my car, and so sometimes I get up and I walk to the gym for the 6 a.m. class.
How
It's
does
like,
this look?
oh, that looks nice. Like it's a few minutes away
It's
from
like
my
the
house.
80s.
I know, that's what I feel like when I walk there in the morning. I'm like, I'm working. I need to make like some matching wrist warmers.
You do it for your calves too.
I feel super hip. and put on some Richard Simmons
There
music.
we go.
You know,
Yes.
sweating to the oldies.
Yes.
Anyways, but so what I want to talk about with this is, and I have notes, part about what it means to be a knitter, because I know some people like, oh, they'll be like, oh, I knit, but I'm not really a knitter. No, the second you get yarn and you start practicing the knit stitch or the purl stitch, whether it be with just a swatch or a scarf or a
couple of rows,
washcloth
Yeah.
or whatever, you're a knitter. You should not feel like you're not a knitter just because you can't do a technique that everyone says you need to know how to do, or you made mistakes, or this or that.
Yeah.
Because you know, the yarn community is so nice and so welcoming, but it can be a little intimidating, I think, for people too. But you know, the second you've got some knitting needles and some yarn and you've cast on and you're trying to make something, even just a swatch, you're a knitter.
Right.
So I know I felt truly like I was a knitter when I started making mistakes in my knitting, and instead of like completely losing it and throwing it away and ripping it out entirely, which I did. I have a shawl that I restarted probably 13 times because it was probably a little bit beyond my skill set when I started it. It's not now because I learned a lot. But so when I really felt like a knitter was when I would start making mistakes, and instead of it being like a disaster, I would just think, okay, take a break. And then I would go back and I could like drop down the stitch like 20 rows, fix my dropped or my missed stitch or whatever, and then pull it up.
Yeah.
And really what helped with that was fixing my mom's knitting.
Oh, right.
Because
she
it's
gets
less,
a lot of work out
it's
on
less
that.
stressful to fix someone else's knitting.
Yes.
Because like if I screw up fixing it, I don't have to re-knit it.
No,
She's
no,
gonna have to.
but it's good.
I haven't screwed up her knitting.
And I will
fixing
say
it.
no, but she does help me, and she also makes me learn how to do it. So each time we learn a little bit better how to do it.
So what do you think you felt like a knitter?
I think I feel like a knitter now. After I made, and you were right, I made that sweater.
You did make a sweater.
Because I kept copying out about it, that oh no, and then every time I do something and I make a mistake and I go, oh, you know, no. But I think really, and I told you, actually, I think what it really realized I was a knitter is I went to the yarn store by myself the other day and I bought something. I was going to make it for her birthday, but I'm going to give it to her now because she needs to help me block it. But I think that made me realize I really was a knitter.
And you didn't buy cat hair yarn?
No, I did not buy cat hair yarn. No.
Yeah, you know, and in that vein too, when you are knitting, you should not feel obligated to like knit a certain type of project if you don't want to. Like, if socks are not your thing,
Don't make
you're
them.
still a knitter. Don't make the socks.
Yeah.
Knit whatever you like. If you like to knit toys or blankets or sweaters,
Right.
stay with that. You
Or
know?
and don't feel like you have to make up your own patterns.
Yeah, you can, or
you
if
don't.
or if you want to make up your own patterns,
You can just do it.
Go and have
like
fun.
I did, combined a couple patterns.
You know, and kind of also along that is you should knit with yarn that you love and that you like and that you can afford, and not feel obligated to buy yarn that is really expensive if that's not in your budget or that's not something you want to do.
Look, you can find it.
I knit with yarn that's convenient for me to buy. Like I said, the yarn shop is close to my job.
Yeah.
I go over there at lunch sometimes or after work, and it's hard for me to get to other stores.
It's right next to the tea store.
Yeah, it's also right next to the tea store. But I hear a lot of people sometimes really knocking acrylic yarn. And if that's what you like to knit with and that's what you knit with, you're no less of a knitter because that's what you're using.
Is you're knitting, you're knitting.
I've seen some beautiful objects made with acrylic yarn on Ravelry and some beautiful clothing. Unfortunately, a few years ago, I hit my early 30s and I cannot wear acrylic fibers anymore. I sweat terribly, and there's nothing worse than walking a mile to work. You get to work and it's like I'm drenched and I'm stuck all day, and you know. So
it's like wearing rain.
I oftentimes use a mix of natural fibers or a natural fiber like nylon blend or something, just because my body reacts better to that. But if acrylic is your thing, you should go with it. There are some beautiful acrylic yarns that really take dye nicely, and they have some beautiful colors, and some of them are really soft.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't let anyone feel like you're less of a knitter because you're not knitting with...
Because you're knitting with that kind of yarn.
With
It doesn't
super
really matter
fancy,
what kind of
imported
yarn.
from France, $50
So I
yarn.
had to draw the line at the cat hair. But I do like natural fibers because I like what it means for the environment and stuff.
There's
but,
that too, you know,
yeah.
and that's a personal choice.
Yeah, but the point is that when you knit, you knit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's a, you know, a luxury to be able to afford that
That's
too,
right.
you know.
It is. Yeah.
So what I want to talk about now are knitting adventures. So the other day I was in the car and I was knitting. Don't worry, I was not driving. I was the passenger.
Oh, yeah.
And I was thinking, like, that's pretty awesome. You know, here I am in the car going down the freeway at 65 miles an hour and I'm working on my scarf. Like, this is pretty great. You know, and I've knit on airplanes before.
On the ferry.
On the ferry. And
on the train.
I feel like my ultimate life goal would be to figure out how to knit in the bathtub. And I'm curious as to if anyone has figured out what the trick is to that. Because I've tried a few times and I've also tried winding yarn in the bathtub.
I don't think that's good.
I'm all about, no, it's not. I dropped it and I had to like put it on the ironing board to dry because it got all wet. But so after work, you know, like I make dinner and then I'm like, oh, I'm going to take a bath because we're not in a drought season right now, so we can. And I have a little thing, like a little wooden thing that goes over the bathtub and I put my tablet on it and I watch Netflix or YouTube videos or read. And then I soak in the bath and it's so nice. I just would like to be able to knit, but my problem is that like the yarn that feeds out of my ball of yarn into my project, it like dangles. So then I'm like up here trying to knit so it doesn't get wet. And it's really uncomfortable to knit with your hands up this high. So I'm trying to figure out how I can knit in the bathtub.
I don't know. And how long do you stay in there? You know, when I'm taking a bath, I'm like meditating or something. Got on meditation music and
I'm in there for a while. I slowly let out the hot water and refill it with a little bit of hot water. So there's like this constant thing going on. At least 20 minutes. Longer, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm like half mermaid. I'm like a mermaid. I could be in there all day. We don't have a swimming pool.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But so if any of you guys have figured this out, like, or if you've tried, also, if any of you have like knit in some really adventurous places, feel free to leave us a comment about that because I'm really interested to see and hear about where people are knitting. Because I know people knit more than just at their house or in bed or wherever.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, where's the most adventurous place you've knit, do you think?
The backyard.
Oh, the backyard.
Yeah, probably.
You have a nice backyard.
Let's see, where else did I knit? I knit on the light rail when I was taking it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the light rail. Yeah, that's probably the only places.
Have you tried the bathtub?
No. My bathtub is not nearly as big as yours.
Yeah.
I got the old style. I still do like it, but yeah, no.
You should try and tell me if you figure it out.
I don't think I could because I don't even have the ability to put a thing over the top. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I'll be curious if anybody does answer you.
Please don't be shy. I'm really curious about the bathtub knitting. I feel like this is my ultimate life goal.
I think it's
to achieve. When I have achieved that, there will be no more. That will be it. Oh, the construction has started again, so hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. Before we get started with our next stuff, I had a comment in the comment section about talking about caring for natural fibers. So I'm not an expert on it by any means, but I want to point out that if you're looking at like a skein of wool or a hank of yarn or whatnot, and it says SW or superwash on it, that means that the yarn or the wool has been treated so that it can go in the washing machine on Cowl. It might say on the label. But most of my hand knits that are wool or wool blends, all of my hand knits, I don't put any of them in the washing machine. And most of the stuff that I knit with, like big items like sweaters, are non-superwash. So if I put them in the washing machine, they would felt. And it's not just the temperature, it's actually, I believe, the agitation that will felt things more than the heat, but then the heat and the agitation together will really felt things. And once you felt a garment, you've completely changed the structure of the fiber, and
you'll never get it
you
back.
can maybe get it a little bit better, but you're never going to get it to be what it was before it was felted. So really the way that I care for my my wool items, I wash them in cool or tepid water in the bathtub or a basin with some wool wash. I can put all the water in, I add the soap, I swirl it around with my hand, and then I put in the item, I press it down, and I let it soak for at least 20 minutes. Once it's done soaking, I let the water out of the tub. I very gently lift the item from the bottom up out of the tub. I'll sometimes press a little bit of water out. I do not wring it. I do not agitate it. And then I'll support it from the bottom and I'll lift it out of the tub. I put it into a towel, which I'll fold, and then you roll up like a burrito and step on it to get out the water. Sometimes I use 2 towels. I have towels just for washing my hand knits that I got at Target, just like their cheapest towels they had there, that they work fine. And then you want to always support your garment, particularly if you're using a superwash item. Superwash wool, because it's been treated so that it can be washed, they take the little scale that's on each individual fiber, and that gets smoothed or removed depending on how it's treated. There are several ways of treating wool. There's a chemical process, there's a light process, there's a heat process. And I find that superwash wool stretches a lot more than non-superwash wool, and that once it stretches out, I have not had luck personally getting it to go back into shape. So it's very important to support it like a baby. You don't let it just dangle, you support.
And I would say, I've seen other articles where they say some people will use dish soap. I would never do that because then you have to try to rinse it out. But all of the yarn, the soaps that they make are, you don't rinse them out.
Yeah.
And it really works well. And like my sweater, because I wear that a lot, I did have to wash it again, and I just do it that way.
And I'll try to link some information down below. I watched a video on YouTube a while ago. I forget, I think her name was Christine Kelly. I think it's University, where she talked about different ways of caring for your natural fibers and kind of washing it. And it was really, really interesting. She also talked about how the pH in water can affect how much dye leaks out, which was, and she did like a test. It was really, really cool and kind of fascinating. So I'll try to link it down below.
Science and knitting.
Yeah. And I've been told too that the wool washes, people have found them if you have like a Dollar Tree or a Dollar King, I think, a Dollar General. They have different dollar type stores across the US. I don't know what there is in Europe or other countries. That they found small bottles of it for $1 at those types of stores. So you should always be on the lookout for those wool washes at kind of weird places. You might see it at the dollar store, and you can pick up a whole bunch there. And the wool wash lasts a really long time. It's concentrated. You don't need very much when you're washing. So that's really how I care for my goods. And then when I dry them, I never hang anything knitted because it will stretch out the shoulders, so you don't want to hang things. You want to fold them. And I try to fold them in such a way where I put the sleeves in and then fold the bottom up to the top where I don't have a crease down the front, because if you don't wear your sweater all winter, it will leave a crease in it and you'll need to rewash it and try to get the crease out before you're able to wear it, unless you don't mind the crease, which honestly sometimes I don't mind. But I'm being honest, you know. Some days you just need to get clothes on and get out of the house because you've got to get going. So that would be my suggestion. The one other thing is to, if you can get any like little cedar blocks, you might want to put those in with your natural fiber items because you don't want to get pests in there to eat them. I think it would be so sad to make a sweater and then have moths eat it over the winter. The other suggestion I have is all my hand knits, they never go in my regular laundry basket. I have a separate laundry pile for them, so that way they never accidentally get stuck in the washing machine if someone else is kind enough to do my laundry for me. Yeah, which he is actually kind enough to do. And so I never have to worry about them getting felted that way. They never go in the regular laundry pile. Which I think is a really good system. Because I've seen some things online, and these poor people have made beautiful sweaters, and their partners or their roommate or someone will wash it in the washing machine, and it's like tiny little felted sweater. Though if you do ever accidentally felt any of your items, there are lots of tutorials out there where you can cut them up and make things out of them, like a scarf, you can sew it together, or a pair of like house socks or something.
That'd be hard,
so all is not lost, but it would be sad. It would be sad.
Especially it would probably be a favorite of something.
Yeah.
Like, and then you can't get mad because the person was only trying to help you.
Yeah.
But still.
So I have one acquisition I want to talk about. I went over to my local yarn store and Rumpelstiltskin. We are really not sponsored. I just go over there, like I said, at work.
I know.
You know, I need to get up from my computer and it's just convenient. And they're so nice in there, and they have beautiful stuff. And they're always getting nice new stuff in. So I really love going there, and it's light and airy and organized. Oh, we forgot to tell them that we're going to go to the Stitches West this month at the Santa Clara Convention Center.
Oh, yeah, we are.
We're going to go to some yarn event, and we might have stuff to show you. So
it's in Santa Clara, so we're just going to go down there and see what it's about.
Yeah. Sorry, we're going to have to do better outlines and notes.
Yes.
But I got this new bag. It's called PLYSTRE, the Project Bag for Knitters collection.
Sure.
I got the kind of blush rosy pink color.
Because it's made out of recyclable material.
And I think it comes from Europe somewhere.
It doesn't,
I want to say it was
I don't know, but they've got a...
Bulgaria, I thought they said in the store.
If you go to www.pleister.
So it's got a nice leather handle. And honestly, what I really liked was this metal zipper. I love a metal zipper.
Yeah.
So it's a nice size project bag. On the inside, it's got a couple of pockets.
Oh, that's nice.
And then on one side, it's got the pockets with the grommets. So if you want to keep your yarn in there and feed it through, which I've actually never done, but maybe I'll try one time. But so on the airplane, I thought this would be really nice to keep my knitting in and some of my little notions and stuff, because it's a 4-hour flight. Oh yeah. We have to get a connection.
Get a lot done.
So yeah, I could probably get a decent amount of knitting done, which if I don't fall asleep, I sleep on airplanes. I'm like the one person. It's the sound of the engine. It's just like I'm out like a light.
White noise. Well, you've always been a really sound sleeper though.
So I'm going to try to stay awake and knit. Yeah. So this is my acquisition, and I thought it would look really cute with this pin I have that says kind on it. And I got this pin, I think, for Christmas from my mom, and it actually came in a set of Penzeys Spice. Yeah. So Penzeys, and I'll link below.
I do like Penzeys.
If you're looking for any spice, and they have nice salt-free ones.
Lots.
They have so much stuff. She got me the barbecue flavoring, so I can make my own barbecue sauce and marinades, and the Mural of Flavor salt-free. I've been putting this on eggs. It's really good, and fish. And then this is the Flavor Your World forward spice. It's got like pepper and turmeric and rosemary and some other stuff. Yeah. But it's so nice. They come in these really cute little box sets of 4 with these nice little pins. And
they always have bargains, deals.
Not only are their spices reasonable, they're really good. Some of them are salt-free if you're trying to cut out your salt. And I love this pin. But they're a really, really nice company. They really try to make sure that everyone feels welcomed and is included. And they do kind of like a lot of nice, really nice things to promote kindness and compassion in the world. Yeah. So it's a company that I like to support, and I think it's an older company, like kind of a family-run company.
Been around for quite a while.
So
yeah, I do. I like their seasonings a lot. It's pretty hilarious to do this. This is something we'll remember forever.
Okay, well, welcome to the very fun and exciting gift-giving portion of our very special February pre-Valentine's Day vlog episode. So I just want to say before we start, for anyone who this February is finding the dark weather distressing, or you know, is feeling a little down. I know sometimes there can be a lot of pressure with Valentine's Day to feel like you should be in a relationship. And you don't need to be.
No.
Being single is fabulous. Having friends is fabulous. Being alone is fabulous.
Besides, in my day, Valentine's Day is a day that came from the man. You know, it's a big commercial holiday.
The man.
That people are supposed to get into. So in my day, we would give each other a little rock or a flower or something.
Yeah.
No gold, diamonds, all that stuff.
So whatever you need.
But if you like that, that's fine too.
So if you are feeling down, I hope that you listen to this and you find something nice to do for yourself, whether it is just making yourself macaroni and cheese, taking a nice bath, or going out and
buy a book you want to read.
Yeah, going out and see a movie. Take yourself to go see a movie. Take your knitting and just sit there.
Pick a pattern. Yeah.
Yeah. So and I'm going to put a number down below in case you are feeling especially sad this winter that you can call, because there are hotlines if you're feeling kind of sad and isolated. That you can call to talk to someone. Yes. Because it can be better than that.
Yes, it can be.
It can be.
It can be, even when you think it can't. It can be.
And even if you don't think that you deserve it to be better, you do deserve it to be better than that.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
That is the truth.
So,
okay.
So I don't want the gift giving to make anyone feel bad, but this is my mom, and it's always my special treat to get to treat her. So don't judge. I didn't have any I thought I had heart Valentine's Day paper. I
Well,
do
this
not
is
know what
red.
happened to it.
It's
so
red.
it's Christmas paper, and I
No,
could not find the
it's
Scotch
nice.
tape.
It's very nice.
So I had to use blue painter's tape.
And I have to tell you, I'm
but
really
that's real life.
I am
okay?
surprised. Yes, because usually she's very particular about her wrapping.
I know, which is why I feel terrible.
No, this makes me feel
It's
better.
real life.
Yes. Well, I made an effort with. Never mind.
Okay, let me see, and let me see the other one.
Okay, now this, I did wrap this for her,
Oh.
and I tried to
It's
do
so
a good
nice
job.
compared to mine.
Because I learned from her, because usually my wrapping looks more like with the painter's tape and brown paper
reversed.
bag. Yeah, and in February it's Valentine's Day, and then March was her birthday.
Oh yeah.
And I found this thing, so I'm giving it to her because I love her so much, and we do have so much fun. This now frees me up to make even a more advanced project eventually.
I'm trying to think too, this year for my birthday, I'm not going to say, I think I'm really actually towards the tail end of 30s this year.
We're not thinking about that.
Not actually mid-30s anymore.
We're not thinking about
Oh,
it.
he's home. Okay.
Oh,
We better open fast.
okay.
We have someone coming home, so we've got to wrap this up. We've been at this for a while.
Now I want to say I wasn't sure at all about this color.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I finished it.
And it's really special.
Oh, you finished it. That's great, Dad.
Great, my husband finished the
He's
book
back
with
there
his
reading.
Are you guys still on camera?
Yes, we're still filming. Did you want to come sit on camera?
No.
Oh, so I got you this because it's one of my favorite things.
Coconut's project
And
portfolio.
you're needing loose patterns, so you can stick your loose pattern in it.
Oh, that's
One of my
great.
favorite things.
Oh, it fits an iPad or a
It has
tablet.
spots for everything.
Oh, that's so
I'll
cool.
flip it over. And you can change out the color of the cord.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's-
It's inside.
Oh.
And you can put like notions in here, a couple extra like tools.
Oh, that's so
And you can put
cool.
that like where your pattern or your magazine will fit in there.
That's so great. So I hope you can see
Oh
that.
my gosh, that's beautiful, Mom.
I need
I
help-
cannot believe
I need
you
help
did
to block
that.
it, and I need to block it
Oh.
and tuck the ends in. Feel
How
it.
lovely. It's
Does
so
it fit
soft.
you? But I wish I would have made a more advanced
No,
pattern
it's
now.
beautiful.
I thought you could wear it on the airplane.
Oh, what is it? I will. It's the length. Oh, it's cashmere.
Yeah,
light.
here's the yarn.
Oh my God, it's so soft.
Yes.
It's Lang Cashmere Light Yarn,
And took 2 skeins of it.
88% cashmere, 12% polyamide. And this is, let's see, 25 grams and 85 meters. Oh, this is so soft. And this is color
Is it gonna be warm
7043.
enough, though?
Oh,
Are
yeah.
you sure you can fix it?
Oh,
so
yeah.
it'll tuck up
Hand
on
wash
your-
only. Oh, it's beautiful.
I gotta
It's
tuck
so
in the
soft.
threads, and it hasn't been
Oh my
washed
gosh.
or blocked yet.
This is beautiful. I can't believe you made this all by yourself.
I did, all by myself.
With
I
no
had a little
help.
trouble joining the yarn, but I think when we block it, it won't show.
Oh, that's beautiful. And
Yeah.
the pattern was Church Mouse Yarn and
Way
Tees,
easy,
Common
everybody.
Time, Cowl, Lang Cashmere Light. I will link this all below for
Yeah, it's
everyone.
just knit 4 pearl.
Was this a free pattern?
Yes.
Oh, free pattern.
It's free on Ravelry. And Rumpelstiltskin was so kind to, they
That's
had
my
one in
garage
the
store.
store, and I wasn't sure. I got her this pretty pink
This is so
because
pretty.
it's February, Valentine's Day.
And I love pink.
And she loves pink. But then after I made her, I thought, because they had a black one in the store, I thought,
Yeah.
oh, maybe I should have done charcoal.
No, I love
Something
pink.
more-
Probably
okay.
not my best color because I turn bright red all the time.
Well, no, it's kind
but
of
I love
purpley
pink
pinkish
anyways. And I wear red all the time
I love
anyways.
this, honey.
The
Thank
color
you.
of my shirt. I'm like a beet.
Now what's this?
Oh, this is so nice.
Well, let's see. Oh, wow, honey.
I got you one too.
Oh,
But in
my
your color.
God. Oh, yeah.
This is
I
a
do
bag
love
similar
this.
to what I bought myself.
Yes, with
But
the
it's
dry
for my
zipper.
mom, and it's this beautiful tealy green. I hope it shows up on
Oh, and
camera.
I can set this up so then when I'm on a road trip, I can have my yarn
Mm-hmm.
in here. Because I'll tell you, I do have trouble sometimes knitting when I drop the ball of yarn.
I love these.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
That's
thank you.
good,
I'm
yeah.
so proud of your
I love
knitting.
these, and
you
I
made
love
a
this-
project without my help.
I
It's so
know.
exciting.
Well, it's, yeah, it was exciting.
You're like growing up.
So I expect
it's like you've gone to middle school
I know.
knitter now.
So post it on
High
Instagram.
school. I will,
for me,
I will.
Since I do those
I'll
wrong.
take a picture of it, yeah.
But I love this bag because it's recyclable.
Oh, it's so nice.
I mean, it's made from recycled material.
I just thought that color looked like
Yeah.
you so much.
Oh, honey, nice.
Mm.
So, oh.
Sorry, I took a big swig of tea.
That's all right.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
will. Okay.
Okay.
Let me come sit down. Oh, well, now we're on to the very fun part of the episode. We both have our cows. This is
Yes.
so soft. We were just talking about this too. I keep on turning the camera on and off because with this camera, after 20 minutes, it turns itself off, and I didn't want to lose any footage like we did last time.
Yes.
But we were just talking cashmere. I think there are cashmere bunnies and goats, but
There's Angora bunnies, I know. I'm gonna have to research it, but this came from goats.
from a goat.
And they, yeah, a lot of them started in India, I think.
I'd like a goat.
Yeah, I'll have to look around.
Do you want to come
Goat.
stay here, Dad? Are we
No.
going to give away?
I just want to say goodbye. Is it on?
Yeah, it's on. We're recording.
Oh, good. Hi.
Hi.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, well, we
so
gotta wrap it up.
we've got to wrap it up because things
It's
are
time.
happening.
Yep.
But thank you so much for spending your time with us. I hope that if you were knitting, you made some progress.
Ooh.
And oh yes, and my mom is pointing. We have for the month of February and for all our lovely viewers, because we were just blown away by all the nice feedback we got and those lovely comments. We have another giveaway. I think this is going to be our thing because I like giving
Probably we
things
like
away.
doing it. We like to give
So, we'll start with the tea.
brighten somebody's day.
We're gonna give, whoever wins the giveaway, they're going to have the Kyoto Cherry Rose Festival tea, the loose leaf tea that we were drinking today during the
And it
vlog
was so
episode.
good.
And the tea diffuser today, oh, I was so excited they had these. It's in the shape of a little heart. So you put the tea in, you snap it shut, you put it in your cup or pot, and then you pour hot water over it and let it steep. And it's a heart for Valentine's Day. Here, I'll hold this.
Okay.
You wanna put it by you?
Yeah.
And then the giveaway this
Take
week,
the first time off.
I know I will before we give it, just put
Okay.
it by you.
Okay.
The giveaway this week, I'm gonna let you talk about this one,
Oh.
is a little bit yarn heavy. So whoever wins for February is gonna get, hopefully likes pink and red,
Yeah.
and get some yarn.
Well, I just think this is so pretty, and I have a cowl made out of this, and so does Emily, only different colors. We showed it last
Uh-huh. Yeah.
time, but it's a Malabrigo
Caracol.
Cowl, and this one is rose, and I just thought it was so pretty.
Yeah, here, and you can unwind it.
Yeah.
I'll wind it back up.
Okay.
So there
Yeah.
it is, so you can see
And
it.
it is so fun to knit. It knits up really fast, and it made a beautiful cowl. Actually, my husband was having a little problem with his neck when he was riding his hand cycle, so he actually wore my cowl when he rode the other night, and I've washed it now. But it works really well, so I'm gonna make something for him too that might work, that he can wear when he rides. That's a little easier to get on and to wash.
So this is Malabrigo Caracol. It's approximately 90 yards, 150 grams, 2.25 stitches per inch. They recommend a US 13 to 15.
Yeah.
That's a 9 to 15 millimeter.
It goes fast.
It's made in Peru, and it is machine washable, gentle cycle, cold water, do not tumble, kettle dyed. It's pure superwash merino wool. They do say you can put this in the washing machine.
I don't.
I've never put mine in the washing machine. I would be really careful doing that.
Because it's got all this extra crisscrossing.
Maybe on
things, little
gentle
threads
and cool
stuff.
water.
Yeah.
But
But
it's
anyway.
a beautiful soft yarn.
Yeah.
Put that by you.
Yeah.
And then we have this other yarn. I'm gonna hold this up. It's a bright screaming pink with some oranges, a little bit of blue and
Wow,
purple.
That's unusual.
It's a beautiful yarn also. I really love this yarn company. I've knit a few things with this yarn, not this color though. Here, and I'll unwind it. I'll wind it back up so you can see it's got really neat
Uruguay.
pops of color. Yeah, so this yarn is
Alegria.
by Manos del Uruguay. It's Alegria, which I believe means happy in Spanish. And this is a really cool yarn company. I'm going to read you what the label says. Manos del Uruguay, the Hands of Uruguay, is a non-profit organization which assembles women in cooperatives scattered throughout the countryside of Uruguay. The aim of the organization is to bring economic and social opportunities to rural women.
neat.
So it's a really, really nice high quality yarn. And it also is a really ethical
really
company that works to try to help improve
Communities.
which is nice. And this was made in, I can't read that because they say who made it and where it was made. But this was made by Envy.
Or-
And it's a hand painted yarn, so no two skeins are alike. This color is Carnival, and it's a 75% superwash merino, 25% polyamide. It'd be great for a pair of socks or an accessory.
Or a pretty
A little
scarf.
shawl or
Oh,
scarf.
yeah.
You could make a hat out of it.
Yeah.
It's approximately 445 yards. That's 425 meters per 100 grams. And it's 28 to 30 stitches for every 4 inches or 10 centimeters on a US 1 to 3, 2.25 to 3 millimeter.
Oh,
They
cool.
recommend hand wash, cool water, dry flat. You could put it in the machine. It says that, but
I would.
I wouldn't.
We just don't.
You know, even if you put stuff in the washing machine, it can get fuzzier more quickly and kind of just be a little harder. So,
Yeah.
and then my mom and I got this from our local yarn
Oh,
shop,
I love this.
and this is Rumpelstiltskin, and this is strictly for both February for both Valentine's Day and Heart Health Month because it's the Cardiac Awareness
Yes.
Month in February, so we have red for that. And this is Spin Cycle Yarns. I love their logo. I don't know if you can see it. It's a sheep wearing an eye patch like a little pirate, which I think is fabulous.
Wow.
So much fun. And this is 100% American wool. It's super wash, 200 yards. It's a sport weight, so it's a little bit thicker than a fingering. And you hand wash cold, lay flat to dry. It's made in the USA from sheep to skein. SpinCycleYarns.com. I'll put a link below and tag them on Instagram. I love their yarn and I love all the color in it. The way it's spun, they do it with multiple colors. And my color is called Heart
I
Side.
was just gonna say, I love the names. Mine's called Devilish Grin.
Oh, is it really?
Yes.
I didn't even look at it. I just thought the color was great.
Whoops.
That's okay.
There you go.
So
be
that's
careful.
okay. I'll fix it.
Anyway.
So
there we
that
are.
is the Spin Cycle yarn.
Yeah.
So I hope you can see how it's applied with contrasting colors. And you could even fade those in together to make a really nice big cowl. That would be really lovely, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Just put those by you
Really
and I'll put the
nice.
labels back on them when we're
Devilish
done.
Grin is this one.
And this one was Heart Side. And then to top it all off, in case you've never
Yeah,
worked
nibble,
with
yeah.
wools, we have a little mini eucalyptus, which is to soak to wash your wool in it. You can use it in the washing machine or you can use it in the basin and you do not have to rinse it out, which is really nice. So
Yeah.
you bypass the rinse cycle. And I really like it. I feel like this softens up the wool
It does.
a lot.
I think it does too. And well, this one's not scented. And it's really, you use like a teaspoon per gallon of water. So, or 5 mLs per 41 or 4 liters of water. So, yeah, it's pretty good.
And then lastly for the giveaway, we have this lovely pin. It's by Justine Gilbuena. I got this on Etsy. I think it's darling. And it has a plastic back or this nice screw-in metal back.
Oh, nice.
So it doesn't pop off. You could put it on a lapel or you could put it on a project bag. And it says, "You're terrific."
Yes,
See that?
it's so cute.
And it's a little cup of tea. I love this. It's so perfect. So
Yes.
this is just a top off our giveaway, this lovely little enamel pin. We have the nice wool wash, the tea, the little diffuser, and those 4 beautiful skeins of yarn.
Wow.
So to win our giveaway, we just need
That's
you
huge.
to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment. And today, why don't you leave a comment about the most adventurous place you've knit, and if you have ever tried to knit in the bathtub, and if you've mastered bathtub knitting. I really want to know your secret, because I'm curious. I don't think I'm the only one. I'm not the only one who watches Netflix in the bathtub. I've talked to people about this before.
Okay.
I hope you guys could see that pin.
Yeah.
It's so cute. And I'll link her shop down below. This came so quickly and packaged up so nicely. I love ordering little things from makers on Etsy or online or little shops because they take such care with the way they package things.
Oh yeah, it's true. I like the little shops too.
So once again,
All right.
to win our giveaway, please just like, subscribe, leave a comment about your adventurous areas where you've created. And if you don't knit, where else adventurous you've crocheted or made something or something, story. And if you figured out bathtub knitting or crocheting, what the trick is. And once again, congratulations to Jax and Jillian. I will be sending you a message on YouTube and responding to your comment down below so I can get your address to send you your giveaway prizes from the previous episode.
Yay.
So thank you very much for taking the time to watch our video today.
Yep.
And
so we'll see you next time. Oh yeah, we'll have the update after our, when we go to the yarn festival.
Oh yeah,
What
no,
that's
you
called.
your slogan. You had your
Oh,
slogan.
my slogan, yes. The more you knit, the better you get. Or the more we knit, the better we get.
That's true.
That's true.
Thanks, bye.
Bye. Forgot, honey. Sorry.